Alright, everybody. I'm here to Brooser. She needs a little bit more work, but what I'm going to do here is she and I discussed it. Her ass end is too shiny. Alright, now the fact that she can shine, see how that is? That's just some leftover residue that I haven't gotten to yet. But I'm going to use 1,000 sandpaper. No, I'm going to use 600. And I'm going to wet sand her. So I'm going to make sure that that sandpaper is nice and moist. So it doesn't hurt her too much. But I've got spots throughout here too. So I want to do the 600. Do a final run through. Also, I'm going to sand down around this. Keep this dark, and then lighten this up, and then lighten this up around here. So I still got some work to do. So while I'm doing it, we could come up with something to talk about. Now, we all know that dealing with these guitars is therapeutic. And I do a lot of, discussing with the DMs and everything, especially about music and schizophrenia. And I'm huge about it because I suffer from mild schizophrenia, but also that there are so many different forms of the schizophrenia that it's hard for any of them to study because there's no common thread. You know that the mind doesn't work that way. But anywho, we're not here to discuss mental health. We're here to get Brooser set up for the final move of the teal. I want to put the teal on, but I want to make sure I get all of what I can out of her. And maybe blend in some of this dark. I forgot to moisten her. I know I should be doing it on sandpaper, but I can spread it, thin out the water that way. But what I'd like to do is make sure that these colors are blending in, because once I put that final teal on and seal it, that'll be it for me on it. So I know I talk too much, but when you're doing these videos and everything, you got a lot of time to kill. A lot of people fast forward this shit, and I don't know. I'd rather watch somebody and discuss something stupid, but watch somebody doing this just in case they run into something that I might run into. And knowledge is power. You can skip mistakes that you've already seen somebody else deal with. Like me, right now I'm on the Kali Kush. Kali Kush, that's right. And after a couple of tokes of that, I realized that Han Solo is one evil son of a bitch. Because if you remember back a couple of episodes, I was discussing how when I initially started working with Brooser, I wanted this color. That's why it was, that was the initial setup on the stain. But I got so damn high and stupid that, and I blame it on the bipolar. Blame it on the bipolar. Because anybody who deals with bipolar knows that change, you gotta make change. It's gotta be changed. I want something different. Yeah. A lot of us do that with relationships too. Like my relationship with Brooser here, and she takes it like a champion. I mean, she likes the moist sanding. I get a lot of help with that word moist. I got family members that actually hate that word. So I use it a lot. So, but, anyway, Brooser here. I've always been discussing what I want to do with the pickup situation. And I'll get to that later on when I put her together. I mean, I'm supposed to be saving up for another kit, damn it. But I want to make her, her being my first, I want her to feel special. And I'm getting there, I want to make her one of a kind. So I will, instead of spending just, 3 or 4 days putting her together, I've actually spent a couple of months putting her together. And it's not out of the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I really don't, seeing how she's my first. But, like I've always said too on all my videos, is I give a lot of credit to the groups that I belong to on Facebook. The guitar community, guitar lover community especially. Oh, those guys. I can watch their videos and everything for, hours on it. I have, actually. Learning different color schemes and different techniques in staining and what alcohol or water. Some woods, the veneer is more of an alcohol base. A lot of people argue that, but I've seen so many videos, that the alcohol gives it a better shine, but the water base gives it a great protection and it's easier to work with, especially when you're putting different kinds of chemicals to make different colors come out, like a rainbow effect. That's that alpha level achieving guitar color stain type shit, and I can't do that yet. I will. I got so many ideas, especially with the Kramer style and the Paul Reed Smith style guitars. I want to do tributes. Like this, Brooser is a tribute to my love for Metallica, Ride the Lightning. Okay? And I was going to do the lightning bolts and the clouds and the freehand painting on it, but I've seen a lot of damage done to beautiful guitars that were hand built. Then all of a sudden, they added, and when you add without actually testing, like you're using, like I'm doing with Brooser, I'm testing her out, I'm dealing with what I should learn and making mistakes and redoing. This is therapy for me. I know I'm crazy. I get that. But the fact that I can focus hours on end on one subject, my mind goes in so many different directions. Like a lot of people, there are so many people out there. It's like I was talking to a buddy who is a paranoid schizophrenic. He DM'd me, and we got to shooting the breeze and talking about the different medications that we take and took over, a 30-year process. It's amazing the stories you hear of people who have been going through the same thing as you. Your whole life is the same as a complete stranger. But the one thing that got us together was the music. And that's key. I'm not able to really play anymore the way I want to. I can still strum it. I can still enjoy it. But this, building it and getting the accolades of having something beautiful that you created yourself. I don't know about you, but mental health patients, man, they should have programs where people are building instruments and then just give them away to schools or something. You know, it's just there are so many things that we can achieve if we can just start working on better subjects. Like for instance, you know, the art classes in school. I'm huge on that. Very huge on that. Ooh. Now, I'm still getting a lot of shine through here, so I'm gonna have to do some more. I got that color down as well. I'm not gonna get a real good look at what I've done, so it's got to dry a little bit. I don't want to do any kind of, you know, scrubbing to dye it down. All right, so I'm just gonna let this dry a little bit. So, oh hell no, I'm gonna go work on this up here while I've got it going. Do it all at once. I ain't gonna waste no time. Okay, dokie, smoker. Now, tonight's episode, with me being on the Kali Kush, I'm feeling a little spicy. And I'm not going to regret it because it's something I planned, but I want to do this top area. I just want to be a little gentle. Yeah, I know, water is bad. I get it, guys. But next time I get paid, I'm going to get some mineral oil so I can start seeing, you know, the better shine out of it. I can better enhance the areas that need to work most. Woot woot. Alright. What did the one guitarist say to the other? I don't know. I'm the drummer. No, sorry. I know some great drummers. Alright. Man. Speaking of which, I got a buddy out there in Iowa. He's not a drummer, but Kurt's been playing quite a bit all over the place, man. And he just posted on his Facebook about being in San Diego. I was like, dude, I was born there, so I know where he was at. We would visit quite often whenever we had a chance when we were living on the West Coast. I used to live in Phoenix, and my mom brought my niece and nephew. They were pretty young at the time, really young. I got pictures up about them, but yeah, San Diego, the seafood, awesome as hell. Downfall. Last time I was there, we had to get a hotel room, and we went to a hell of a nice seafood restaurant. Boy, that was bad. The reason I'm saying it was bad because I had food poisoning from the scallops. Yay! Boy, that was a rough night, man. My mom, she felt so bad for me because I was up all night on the toilet. And the kids were asleep in one bed. Mom was sleeping in the other, and I was on the toilet. She knew it was going to be a long night, so it was going to be me and my nephew in one bed, and her and niece in the other. Well, seeing as how I didn't get a chance to sleep, everybody else did. So that long 6-hour trip from San Diego to Phoenix, man, woo! That was a bad one for them kids. I was a mean man that day. I don't know why. I'm telling you stories and not talking about guitars. Okay, let's get back to guitars. I got hooked on the LP, the Les Paul style, because of Zakk Wylde, you know, and then it really developed into a Gibson fetish, and not just the LP, but I love the SG as well because of Tony Iommi and his powerful power chords coming off of that $1 guitar. So I know I'm going to do an SG build. I know that's going to happen. Oh, she's getting bluer. So, yeah, but I'm going to try and get as much of this off as I can, so when I do put that color on, I don't know. See how it's starting to come out through here. Get some more light on it. See? So if I can sand that down a little bit more and then sand in here some to get that blue. Then what I'll do is I'll just do my best to rub it down with the steel wool. Get it a light sanding so I know it's smooth. Anywho, yeah, the Les Paul series, man, the SG. Then I'm seeing Hetfield, one of my favorite all-time guitar players for riffs. Now, riffs. He is a master songwriter of riffs, just like Iommi, you know, just like Zach. The riffs are just beyond biblical. But the Explorer, you know, I was watching, and then the Flying V. I mean, damn, Gibson's got some really good quality guitars. And then the Epiphone. They replaced a lot for me because that's the one I went to. I couldn't afford a Gibson. So a lot of the Les Pauls I have are Epiphones. So I've never owned a Gibson, and I don't think I've ever earned the right. But oh, the kids are out. The kids are out. Woohoo! I do this next to the window so I can get some of the fumes out at times. And at the same time, we've got some crazy some bitches downstairs, man. So it's fun to see what is going on. I get the gossip. I live in the ghetto. You should see when I test this bad boy up. I put it like on a 6 and 7. And I put it right up to the window on a chair. And then I just go at it. Just power chords, you know, just something to wake the neighborhood up. It's like the chickens we got next door. Yep. I love the chickens we got, man. Because I'm always up. And I know when 5:30 rolls around, man. I know when it's time. So, the neighbors don't, though. Boy, and a lot of them are the Latin community that really knows the farm life, the wildlife that, you know, you have on the farm. They know all about that shit. So I don't know why they get upset when you start hearing the chickens at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm drinking my coffee outside, smoking a cigarette, or, you know, just smoking up and looking at the sky, early morning sky. Man. Anyway, especially here in North Carolina, that early morning sun, when you got that morning dew and you got that cool breeze coming and you can feel it's going to be a good day. And then Mother Nature turns on the oven and it ends up being 95 degrees outside where you can't breathe, but you can still enjoy everybody getting pissy about life in general. Yay! We have that everywhere. Oh, look at you, Brooser, baby. I don't know, that darkness coming through here. That's pretty thick. But the rest of her is not bad. I think I want to do a little bit more around her. The switch hole. Yeah. See, yeah, baby. I'll get your hole nice and trimmed up. Yeah. Yeah, look at that bad boy. Let me get around that hole. Yeah, baby. It's okay. Yeah. Let me moisten my paper. Okay, but Gibson, yeah. I'm not a Fender person. I cannot stand the fretboard. I can't. My fingers are too big for a tiny little fretboard. But I've never really held a Strat, a real American-made Strat. I've never held one, so I can't really tell you. But I don't know. Now the Paul Reed Smith I do enjoy very much, and the Ernie Balls. Those are also really nice guitars. But I would really like my next one to be either the odd shaped flame guitar, so I can do a red stain. And I was thinking about doing some wood carving on this one to give it the flame effect, the making the dark black dye into the burns, so it shows up intense. I don't know though. I might end up getting a Fender Strat style and do my tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan, who is one of my favorites, or Iron Maiden is another. I know they played the Fender style ESPs and different guitars, but they were always the Fender style, the Strat. And that was something I thought was unique from them. So, I don't know. It all depends. I'm going to end up either giving them away or selling them just to replace what I need to replace part-wise. And what we got going on here. Yeah, then, I always had that dream where one of my guitars is sold to somebody who's always on stage, and their guitar tech would call me up and say, "Hey man, how'd you do such and such? Tell me what you need, man." Shit like that. I don't know, I have weird dreams because I'm psychotic. Well, I am. Proven. In 3 states of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands. Alright. I think I'm getting the ending of this to where I can let it dry really good and just go through with the pad and Brillo all this evened out. Make sure I get her hole nice and clean and trimmed up, getting a light color on her. I don't know, man. Dirty love. Okay. Alright. Woohoo! I think I'm. And then with that final dye in teal or turquoise. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Alright, so we've got that bottom to the top. See how the blue? I still have an issue with this black coming around, but I do believe I can actually, yeah, it's showing up really good. There's still some shining over here, but yeah, I took a lot out. Her ass looks really clean too. Damn, Brooser, you're gonna look good. But see through here, this is a cool effect off the wood. I was able to get that sanded down, so you're gonna have turquoise and that light color clouding storm. Even though it's like, if you're playing it, it'll be going down this direction. So you look at what I did wrong. See how that's sticking out? You know you're not going to. Okay. You see that wire sticking out? Yeah. Yeah, I did a boo-boo. And the wire stripped, So, ha ha ha. Now I can do a whole episode on soldering. Woo, woo. Now, I got to give her time to dry before I put her on. Okay, so what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little bit of a break, let this go down, and then I'll come back when I'm doing the other. I'm going to give this a couple of hours to really dry up. All right, so lesson for today is when you make the mistake being high on marijuana, make sure you eat something first before you do something really stupid. Okay? So, yay. This is, I guess, me signing out. Bye, all.